We are back, yes, with some more train sim classic. Alright, so it's the new year and there's a new request. So today's request has come from Lucosa. So he specifically requested that I do the North London and Goblin line, which I've selected here. He wanted Clapham Junction to Stratford. So I've got the choice of going from platform 1, Clapham Junction, or platform 16. Platform 16 tends not to be used for the OVerground train itself. That's more used... Right, start again. You will normally see Electrostar Southern 377s going to either Milton Keynes or somewhere north on that platform. Okay, it does go a similar route, but it turns onto the Goblin line on a slightly different branch. Goes underneath the main tracks and joins it that way. So we are in the class 378 OVerground train. He's requested that I do it in winter, and it's whatever weather we've got at the moment. At the moment it is clear, but he stipulated it's got to be a 10 p.m. night run, and it's 5 cars. So I think we've got everything. I'm pretty sure it's a third rail route. Well, I tell you what, I won't be getting very far if it ain't. But I've just chosen the 5 car one here, so it should automatically choose whatever it is. Okay, right, I've never driven this route or this train before, so in this all stops run, what could possibly go wrong as we head to Stratford? Well, we'll see. Right, let's get this underway. Okay, right, I've just received an achievement for driving the class 378. Okay, I've not been anywhere, but here we go. Let's have a look from outside. Okay, here we are on platform 1. Okay, I have been on this platform many a times and on this route when I've gone from Clapham Junction to West Brompton to go and watch the Blues lose. But here we are. Okay, it's an interesting thing on the front. And Clapham Junction, okay. Yeah, well, we're already here. Okay, so we are going to go here and we're going to branch to the left just here. The platform 16 will go under the tracks and join it just a little bit after. Okay, right, let's get this started up. So let's put some cab lights on. Let's do that. Okay, and we will let some people on. Right, I think I've done the headlights. No. There we go. Yeah, and it is third rail. Okay, excellent. That just don't look right. What the hell's that all about? Right, we are in a 10 mile an hour because we have some points to go over. Right, okay, looks like everyone is on board. So, okay, let's go. So our next station should be Imperial Wharf. God, it's completely silent. Yeah, completely and utterly silent. Okay, let's see if we hear anything over these points. Okay, absolutely nothing. It's like a ghost train. Christ. Okay, so this is turning onto the Goblin 9. So it's all-in-one throttle and brake here. Right, we can do 30 in a second, or is that 20 or 30? I don't know, we'll find out in a second. Right, it is 20. Okay, and we will be shortly crossing the Thames. Yeah, on a bit of a gradient here, so we need to control the braking a little bit. I really don't like this complete silence though. Weird. So we get. This is where we're joined from platform 16. Oh, didn't take as long to get our first speeding error, did it? Fucking hell. Right, we're going to be in a 30 in a sec anyway, so. And then a 40, and then a 30. So we will be crossing the Thames probably about when we get to the 30 there. Here we go, across the Thames, and you can see Imperial Wharf coming up. And those two chimneys there are from the water and steam processing place, which pump water all over the area. I've actually been there for a wedding reception. Right, okay, here we are, Imperial Wharf. Another stop you can get off to walk to Stamford Bridge. It's about a 10-minute walk. Oh, there we go, we want this one here. To see how good these brakes are. Okay, we'll try and get right up to the end. Although we don't really need to, but... Well, that's for 8 cars, we've only got 5. That'll do us. Okay, right. Everybody off. Here we are, Imperial Wharf. Yeah, nice, cheap riverside flats here. I don't know what that bloody noise is. Right, well, we're in a 50. Not that we're going to get to 50, because we will be at West Brompton before we know it. Okay, I don't think there's going to be a guard signal. Okay, right, we can get up to 50. So let's give it some full throttle. And then West Brompton is just along here. There's another one. Hello, mate. Hey! Not a bad sound. Okay, and West Brompton in just about half a mile. Let's give it a little bit of brakes here. So West Brompton is where the OVerground, you can change over to the district line and head into central London. See, the district line tracks are here. You can barely see them, but there they are. And we should have a bridge going over the top where we can get to, you can change. So district line is there, and that will go to Earl's Court. And there's the bridge I've climbed many a time. You can get out onto the road there. Oh, might overshoot. Oh, emergency brake. No, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. I'll probably get an operational error for that though. So you can get out onto the road there, walk just round there, and you end up on the way to Stamford Bridge. District line is just through there and down the stairs again. Or you can change, you just walk through there and get on it. Okay, right, we're still at 50. Let's head to the next stop. Got a tunnel here. So obviously we're going around bottom of Earl's Court. Well, what was Earl's Court? Exhibition Centre. They've demolished pretty much all of it except one wall. And that wall is grade 2 listed, I think. So whatever they build there, that wall's got to stay. Okay, well, we've got a 25 coming up where we are coming into Kensington Olympia. So we'll make sure to brake properly there. Try not to overshoot this time. I'm starting to get used to the braking on this thing. But I don't like that silence though. Right. That was close. Yeah, I used to get this line to Shepherd's Bush when I briefly lived in East Acton. So I'd travel up when I've been down seeing the family. I would travel up on the Waterloo train and then get off at Clapham Junction, and then I would change and get this train to Shepherd's Bush, and then I think it was 1 or 2 stops to East Acton from here. It's quite a nice long platform, this one. So yeah, very long. I mean, we won't go all the way up to the end, but we'll try and get the train in the middle. And we're right by the car park. This'll do. If I could do anything on that, no, it's not interactive. Right, everyone off at Kensington Olympia. Can't really see. Is it there? Is that it? Never been there actually. Used to go to Earl's Court quite a lot in the sort of late 80s and 90s, going to the consumer electronics shows. They were always great fun. Used to buy a load of Amiga stuff there, public domain discs. Even bought a new joystick there, and a few other software titles. Right. Next stop, Shepherd's Bush, although we have not got far for that one. These stations are pretty tightly packed together. Oh shit, I was in a 25, I didn't even realise. Oh well. Yeah, I should have paid attention. I can't blame any external factors for that. It's my own fault. I blame these painkillers I'm on. I'll give it some full throttle till we get to about sort of 40-ish, and then we can brake for Shepherd's Bush. There we go, that'll do. Platforms here, just under this tunnel. Well, this bridge. And here we are, as we silently glide into Shepherd's Bush. That's us all on. And here we are at Shepherd's Bush. So to get to the tube, you've got to exit the station and cross over the road. Can't really see where you do that here. Probably over here. Right, that's all the doors shut. Okay, up to 60 now. Oh, I cannot remember the next station. Is it Willesden Junction? I know that's coming up, but we may have maybe Neasden or something. I can't remember. On this line, I've never been further than Shepherd's Bush. Okay, we've got 30 coming out in a mile, so we can only go to 60 anyway. And we're on quite a bit of an uphill gradient in a sec. God, we're going down to 20. Yeah, look at this hill. 1 in 192, 80. Right, well, we'll come off the throttle a bit. Let's let gravity slow us down. So we've still got half a mile before we have to be at 30. Don't think that's going to be a major problem. We might have to do a braking for a few seconds, but not a lot. And then, yeah, oh yes, Willesden Junction. Okay, I'm going to add some brakes here. And we're not going to be at 30 very long. And then we are at 20 and then at 15. Well, at notch 1, we're not accelerating. Right, okay, we'll let the hill break us. So yeah, we have to slow right down at Wilson Junction. No, it's a bit of a spaghetti junction actually when we're there. It's massive. I mean, obviously it's not the size of Clapham, but it's pretty big. Here we are at the 20. That's a big old viaduct we're going over. Oh, we're speeding again. That was the, yeah, I didn't look at the, this. It obviously flattened right out, didn't it? Christ, I've had some operational errors on here today. But never mind, we're still in one piece. The train is still on the track. And the passengers haven't complained. Alright, so we're down at 15. Briefly. Point getting a trackside view, is there? Yeah, we are not. It's not the fastest train to be watching. Look at it crawling along, just under 20 miles an hour. Those sharp curves. So on the 1 in 97. Let's do a little bit of braking just to get us back to there. As we sort of crawl in at just under 15 miles an hour. Not for long, it's just as we go over these points. And then back to 20 again. And then, 35. Yeah, don't want to go over this bit too fast. Be straight off there. That would not be nice, would it? Yeah, land on that Volvo. Okay, here we are, Wilson Junction. It's one of these ones where I can't see the end of the platform because of the curvature. So I will just use this green here to gauge it. But it's not a very big platform. Right, I haven't overshot. Yes, I've overshot. Oh, come on. I can barely see it. Okay, well they can all get off. That was hard. Yeah, because there's the door in the way. Oh no, there isn't. There was no door on the way on this. It's just that stupid fucking thing there. Made it difficult to see. Right, everybody on? Looks like they are. Right, okay. Well, yeah, as mistakes go, this is a run full of errors. Right, we're on a 20 just for a bit until we get to 35. Oh, 45 as well. Got to concentrate more. That's the drugs. Alright, it's the drugs I'm on. Because of me bad tooth. Right, Kensal Rise. Again, another short platform. Hopefully we're not on a curb. Oh, I've got to speed again. This is because this is so quiet. This is the game's installed in the hard drive. I can hear the hard drive just clicking when it's loading content in. That's how quiet this is. It's not great, is it? Right, Kensal Rise. Again, not a huge platform at all. So we've got to stop here. So all trains stop. Perfect. Here we are, Kensal Rise. All doors opening, even at the back. I had quite a lot of 378 options on this game. So maybe I've just chosen the shit one. Because yeah, this particular one ain't all that good, is it? However, the route is pretty decent. All the bits we've been through that I know pretty well, quite accurate. So we've got Bronsbury Park, then Bronsbury. The brakes are pretty responsive on this. Now I've sort of sussed them out a bit. Let's see how big this platform is. It's not all that big, is it? Okay, I have to stop right at the end. There we go. Everyone off. Bronsbury Park. Now, considering Bronsbury is less than half a mile up the track, is it really necessary to have both? I mean, look, this is just a little station with a bridge. I mean, obviously it's convenient if you live right near it, but Christ, you ain't got far to walk the other one. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, 0.40 miles between them. And then West Hampstead is right on top of it as well. Still, if the track's there, you might as well build some platforms on it. Okay, this one's got quite a short platform as well. Yeah, again, very short platform. We will just stealth it over to the end. And here we are. Okay, I don't know why these two doors didn't open. We're well in the platform area here. Yep, mind boggles of that one. What about the back? No, they didn't open either. Weird. Right, okay. Now, those police sirens are actually in the game. Very accurate, that's all you hear around here. Right, next up is West Hampstead. I went there as well for a job interview a long time ago. I think it was Hackney Council. No, it wasn't Hackney. It was Camden Council, of course. Right. And this is overhead now. Interesting, isn't it? Oop. I was too busy looking at the rails to look at the platform length. So I will overshoot this one slightly. Right, okay, let's have a look. It's not been the greatest run, has it? And I can't see jack shit. Yeah, I've overshot by nearly a whole carriage there. More police. Yeah, it's all kicking off in West Hampstead. Right, Finchley Road and Frognall. Oop. What I did there, rolled back there. Thought I'd clicked it into notch 2, but I hadn't. Finchley Road, I'm pretty sure there's a Northern Line and Underground stop there. Right, let's try and keep an eye on it. And there, Christ, and yet more. Is that Hampstead Heath, is it? Or just Hampstead? Hampstead Heath. Okay, we'll try not to overshoot this one. But at least position it properly. That's better. Right, all on the green there. And the doors are opening at the front. Yeah, at the front and at the back. Christ. More blues and twos going. Okay, right. Oh, bloody hell, we actually got a guard signal. Right, Hampstead Heath, we'll pop and see Ricky Gervais. Would see Liam Gallagher, but he moved to Cotswolds recently. Actually, saying I'd never been on this line further than Shepherd's Bush. Obviously, when I went for that interview, I came back on the OVerground to Clapham, and I'm speeding. This has been a terrible run for operational errors. Terrible. Yeah, okay, yes, we know there's a speed decrease, but we are stopping at Hampstead Heath first. Yeah, it looks nice, doesn't it? Yeah, again, pretty short platform. We're going to barely get all the train on it. There we go. Hopefully I didn't overshoot. I'll cut it a bit close. No, I didn't. Look, all the doors are open there. How about up the back? Yep. Yeah, that was pretty good going, that. Considering how badly I've been doing for the other stations. So here we are at Hampstead Heath. That's probably the council building there. No, it weren't far from the... Oh no, it was West Hampstead actually. Right, fuck the guard. He only works when he wants to work. So next one is Gospel Oak. And there it is. Right, we've got a 20 mile an hour coming up, so I don't want to go too mad on the acceleration here. Try and do the braking at the last minute. Oh, we're on a downhill. So we've got to be a bit careful here. See, our speed is increasing slightly. So if we left it as it is, we would end up speeding. Not that that's a rarity in this video. However, we are pulling into the station now, so hopefully it'll flatten out a little bit. And again, not a particularly long station. Right. Have we cut it fine enough? I've got every carriage onto the platform. No, look, the entire front carriage won't open. Even though, look, we are about 6 inches in front of that. A load of bollocks, eh? What the hell are these random noises? Anyway, this is Gospel Oak. Oh, I can hear the police. I could not tell you where that line goes off to. Could it be part of the West Coast or the East Coast main line? Who knows? Well, probably quite a few people know, but I don't. Right, we're at 20 miles an hour until we get past this green signal. And then look, we're in Kentish Town almost straight away. Okay, well, let's see if we can get a reasonable acceleration. Go on, and then Camden as well. These are packed together, aren't they? Yep, we've got another speed limit decrease that's alerting us about. Okay, here we are at the Kentish Town West Platform 2. There we go. I think we've got all doors available to open. Yet we have there at the front and at the back, and this is the area, and the police are here. Got the BT tower there. With these headphones on, it sounds like the police really are zooming by outside. Oh Christ, the guard's woken up. Maybe he doesn't work on third rail electric tracks. Right, okay, there's no point us accelerating too hard. Because we're on a downhill and we're also about to hit 20 miles an hour. I don't see any pantographs on this, so Christ knows how it's working. It's just not very good, is it, this model? This particular one. Yeah, I'm sure when this video is watched, I'll be told I should have used one of the other options. Unfortunately, I did not really have any way of knowing if it was going to be good or shit. Because this is two DLCs, there's the North London lines and the Goblin line. And you can't buy them at the same time because you get overlap in Steam, so you have to buy one then the other. And it seems I've likely chosen the shittest version of the 378. Ooh. I'm supposed to be braking on notch 2, not accelerating on notch 2. Fucking idiot. Right, I think we're all on. Okay. Everybody off. Yeah, I was wondering about that, but that's our green signal. Okay, so here we are at Camden Road. BT Tower over there. Is that supposed to be the Gherkin there? Obviously there's a few surrounding buildings missing. There's the Shard, which I can see from my lounge window. Right, is the guard going to give us a signal? Is he bollocks? Right, so we're at 20, just for a small stretch here. And then we are in a 40 zone. We can't be too far from Stratford now, I wouldn't have thought. 6 miles. There we go. Caledonian Road and Barnsbury is next. Obviously, the closer we get, we'll start seeing the old Olympic eyesores that they built, that stupid Skelter thing. And that velodrome, they call the Pringle because of the shape of the roof, it's just like a Pringle. And obviously you got the London Olympic Stadium, or London Stadium now, which is not bad. I've been there to watch baseball. The only thing wrong with that is I don't like the football team it was given to. I don't think a lot of their fans are particularly keen on it either. They preferred Upton Park. Right, another station that curves round to the right, but I should be alright. It doesn't curve that much. That's a bit shorter than I thought. Yeah, we're not going to get all the train on it, but it's very difficult to gauge that. I should have just looked under here. But yeah, if you're at the back of the train, then you take that risk. So yeah, so shut up. Okay, so Caledonian Road and Barnsbury. I've got the light pollution right here. Look, it's all orange. The light pollution reflecting off the air pollution. Right, Highbury and Islington next. Sounds like a diesel going past. Who was that? No, too late. I'm in Canonbury. Christ, these are packed together, aren't they? Another short platform. Okay, so we'll try and stop at the right place. Although it's not quite so important here because all our carriages are on. Yep, our front doors are open. Right, this is Highbury and Islington. Any sign of the Emirates Stadium? Not that I can see. I know it's nearer to Finsbury Park, but we're not far from it. I'm pretty sure we ain't. Right, all the doors are shut. I can hear them. Okay, not far to the next one. Canonbury. Well, we've gone at least 4 minutes now without speeding. It's not bad, is it? Clear train. Ah, there we go. It's a similar one to us, I think. There's Dalston and Kingsland. Okay, there we go, that'll do us. Here we are at Canonbury. Oh no, look, even though that's on the platform, like, they decided not to open the doors. Fucking hell. All got very similar sort of steps and bridges here, haven't they? Well, obviously we've got a few platforms, 4 platforms on this station. I don't know if that is for the tube. No, that's third rail. So it could be, actually. Some tubes use the third rail, don't they? Right, Dalston next. We're getting sort of further into northeast London. That's put me off. It's the zero engine sound. I'm sure a certain person will state in the comments that this is a very shit version of this train. And he'd be right. I'm not impressed with it. I didn't like the look of the front of it. I may have even misread the request and chosen the wrong one, but he did say the five coach one. Christ, I'm really going to have to bung the brakes on here. Okay, I think we're just about on. Dalston, Kingsland. Yeah, it looks like the front carriage has opened. And the rear hasn't. Jesus. Okay, I can't really see a great deal here because of these buildings and the station design. So, not much to see. But you can hear the filth. And there's Toddlino's. No guard signal. He really is a lazy little bastard, isn't he? Right, so we've got 40 miles an hour and 45 very shortly. And Hackney Central is our next station. So we are now into LBH, the old London Borough of Hackney. My friend many years ago used to go to Hackney Central. I think he worked at the Learning Trust a long, long time ago. Obviously, I've got another friend who works for Hackney Council, LBH. Homerton, is that how you pronounce it? The next one after this. This station does seem a little bit longer, which I should hope so, with the name Central in its name. So hopefully we won't have to go right up to the end. We can just stop around about here. Right, here we are, Hackney Central. And the police are here again. They've been following us. Maybe we've got a wanted criminal on the train. And because I've been speeding so much, they've been struggling to keep up. Okay, that's the doors shut. Guards obviously got off a long time ago. Okay, 2.5 miles to go, so it's about 3 stations. There's one of them. Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, I know this has got a short platform, so I better brake now. And Hackney Wick. And there's another train, the same as ours, with a stupid sticker on the front of it. Right, we'll try and get as much of the train on the platform as we can. I don't think we're going to though. So at the back, you're fucked. I wonder if one of these games will make it realistic, where you can control carriages where the doors won't open, which is very common on the sort of medium to long distance routes, like the Portsmouth Direct Line. There's a lot of stations where if you're on a 12-car train and you're at the back, you ain't getting off. Okay, off to Hackney Wick. So we're going to be in a 40 when we get out of this station. And then to 25, which that is just telling us about. There's no point going all the way to 40, is there really? Grading is slowing us down a bit. We'll just add a little bit of braking when we get a bit nearer. Still got a 1/4 mile to go. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's quite a bit of curvature there, which is probably the reason for this speed decrease. And some points as well. Well, just 15 across the points. But we'll just coast along in complete fucking silence until we break into the platform. Which we will be doing in just a second. I see there's a 15 miles an hour coming up there. That must be as we're approaching Stratford. Stratford International. I mean, yeah, it's international, not because there's an airport near it, but I think the Eurostar can optionally stop there, I think, or used to. Okay, here we are. Hackney Wick. Let's see. Oh, and all the doors are opening here. And at the back, would you believe it? Right, can we start seeing... is that hideous helter-skelter thing there? It's more like the London Eye from this angle. I think it could be. It's not lit up. That's obviously the London Stadium there. Right, doors are all shut. Okay, so we're in a 40, but not for long. Well, we're 25, then we'll be in 40. But not for long, because we will be slowing down on our approach into Stratford. I can hear a helicopter going overhead. Obviously a police helicopter. Right, yeah, we know we're going to slow down. Yeah, getting nearer the helicopter. Once I've got my speed down, we'll see if we can see it. No sign of it. Just police cars. There's the Pringle. There's the fucking pile of rust. Oh, and I've put the emergency brakes. I didn't notice. Too busy looking at the scenery. I didn't notice the bloody AWS. Christ. This has been a bad one, hasn't it? Let's not lie. I've driven it like a fucking cunt. Well, there's our single yellow aspect. And then we have a drop to 15 miles an hour very shortly. So yeah, I was too busy being a tour guide. Right, we'll just coast. Into Stratford Platform 1. I'm forever blind in battles. Right. Okay, here we go. Oh, won't get too near the buffers, but we'll get as much of the train on as possible. Obviously, I think it does continue after this, but not today. There's our red signal, our double red. So yeah, it doesn't continue unless you really want to go into that wall there. Right, here we are at Stratford. I'll let everybody off. And I've been here numerous times. Obviously I came on the Jubilee line, not on the OVerground. I can hear a plane taking off or landing, but the nearest airport here is, I would have thought, is Stansted or City, one of them. Probably London City. But there we go. Okay, this is the end of the line. So let's hit that and we will see how bad it was. Right, okay. Penalty brakes applied from... No, I did it once. Speeding 7, improper horn use. Oh, fuck off. Right, okay, well that was operationally that was pretty dismal. Actually no, the penalty brakes were applied. I did emergency brake once briefly, but no, that was when I missed the AWS. So it really was once, but it must have been for 5 seconds or 5 intervals. But what I'm going to do, the route was great. The train itself, this one, yeah, wasn't a fan at all of it. So what I'm going to do very quickly is back on here. I've got the 379, the Armstrong Powerhouse one, but specifically 378 here. Look, I've got all these options here. I'm just going to try this one and just go one station in the same conditions. So let's see what happens. Right, so here we are. Let's just get this ready. We won't bother loading and unloading people. First of all, let's look at the front of it. Yes, now that's how I would expect it to look. Oh, that fucking... God knows how many coaches on it. Right, okay, well, let's do one stop. We will go to Imperial Wharf. And we'll see if it glides silently, just like the other one. Right, so let's just get to 10 miles an hour. I mean, it sounds the same. Already it looks better from the front. There we go. I can hear it. So I should have done it in this one. I didn't know. But there we go. Lesson learnt. Don't use that other one. It is dog shit. Dog shit. This one looks better. And it actually has the realistic sounds. I mean, yeah, we might not have the police sirens, but I think that's part of the route rather than the train itself. You can hear it squealing as it's going around the points. That's what I'm talking about. That's what the other one should have had. Oh Christ, what have I done here? I've put it in reverse. How did I manage that? Very easy to sort out though. So already, I mean, I haven't tried the braking out yet. This is this has fixed everything. Well, this has not got everything that was wrong with the other version of the 378. Well, we're at 20 miles an hour now. already so much better. Yeah. Okay, so as we're approaching, okay, I will review my opinion of the route itself. Really good. Okay, everything looked like it should. There's a lot of stations packed together, but that's not the route's fault. That's just the way life is at the moment. So yeah, very impressed with the route. It mixed third rail and overhead, so I would like to have had to actually switch over in the train, but that may have been a crappy train. But if I was going to do it, I would do it in the 313 because I know exactly how to switch over from third rail to AC. But yeah, route great. The first version of the Class 378 that I was driving was dog shit. I mean, it drove all right, it braked all right, but it sounded terrible and the front of it looked terrible. You'd never see that on the real thing. This version, already I can tell it's so much better. So let's just cross the Thames. Hope he doesn't dump all that muck all over me. So yeah, that is my only regret. I didn't use this version of the 378, but I had no idea about it. I do now, lesson learned. So yeah, this version already looks pretty decent. I will pull into the station so I can compare the braking with the previous one. The previous one had alright braking. Okay, so here we are, Imperial Wolf. Yeah, it's braking pretty much the same as the other one. So yeah, this version of the loco, the train, the EMU is infinitely better than the other one. So we'll just pull up to the end. That silent running, so it only made noise when you accelerated or braked, not when you coasted. There was no clackety clack when you went over points or anything like that. That was terrible to drive. It was just really off-putting. So yeah, this version infinitely better, looks the part. Much better. Okay, so here we are. This pretty much wraps the video up. And 378 on the London Goblin line. Great when you use this train. Right, okay. We will see you on the next one.